No, that was, my mother wouldn't let me go that far away from home.
Venture down by the arsenal.
All right, 7 o'clock, call the meeting to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Mayor Patricelli,
Present.
Councilman Torncello,
Present.
Councilwoman Diamond.
Present.
Well, I ask everybody to stand, please. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody, for coming. All right, we'll start with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting.
Mayor, I will make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the November 18th meeting.
And I will second that.
Okay. Motion made and second. Call the roll, please.
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Councilman Torncello,
In favor.
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor. All right, we'll go into reports of officers and committees. Joe?
I just got a couple that I wanted to speak about tonight. One is going to be a TIP application that's due tomorrow with the Capital District Transportation Committee, and TIP stands for Transportation Improvement Program. We're going to apply for the redesign and reconstruction of 25th Street from tip to tip. So that'll be 2nd Avenue all the way up to, I think it used to be called Lansing, now it's Crabapple. With that, it would be curb to curb with the installation of curbing where needed. Also improving the road bed, pulling out any bad underground infrastructure that's there, and also making maybe parking improvements along the school area and in front of RPI. They're parking on, as they come up, jump the curb. We're looking at maybe doing some parking improvements there. That'll be about a $5.2 million application to which the city would require a 20% match, which was about $980,000. If approved in 2022, we would go that first year into design, and then the second year of the contract would be construction. So we're going to look at that and hopeful that may be a project that we could potentially be awarded. But that's due tomorrow by 5 o'clock, and I just got all the information that we needed to put the application together from Barton and LaJudas today.
Do we have any idea like what our chances are of that, or are there a lot of municipalities bidding on a small?
Actually, the mayor was on it today along with me with CETC. There are 72 applications. They usually get about 100 in their capital region. Because the MPO, the Metropolitan Planning Organization, which CETC is, I think there are 21 municipalities throughout the various counties that are in it. But again, it's one that everybody applies for. I think we heard today that DOT themselves has 30 applications of those.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting.
So it's pretty competitive.
It's very competitive.
All right.
These TIP improvements are very, very competitive. But Watervliet really hasn't been successful. Hopefully, we put our hat in and we continue to move forward there. Maybe positive with the DRI application. I was talking to the state the other day, and I have a further conversation. There might be opportunities for us to submit out of the DRI application and the bridge study. We might be able to submit some priority projects out of there. They are looking at some revolving monies that they have under that, and we may be able to apply. So once I know a little bit more, I'll come back with you guys. Mine, it's the city's. I hope our priority project would be the tunnel or any other improvements from the bridge study to follow up with that. We have it right now in the TEP program, which we did when we were told that we didn't meet for the CFA, the Consolidated Funding Application. We immediately turned around and did the TEP, which was the Transportation, my gosh, I forget that acronym, but it was another program, but it's DOT money. The positive thing about that is DOT actually supported the tunnel, so we might score a little bit higher in that program. So we should know by the end of December, early January.
So this is funding from the people who funded the DRI program.
Correct. Correct.
This is separate from the bridge study.
Separate from the bridge study.
All right.
Yep, yep. But don't forget, we also included in the DRI, we included the bridge study, so we could
Okay.
reach to that and grab some of those improvements.
All right.
Yeah, that was one of the key components we wanted to do to the DRI. So, keep our fingers crossed, we're going to apply for everything we possibly can as
And
we go forward.
the status of the bridge study is,
It's been approved.
it's been approved, right?
Yep, it's been
And-
approved.
And it's been funded.
No. What's been funded hypothetically now is the Troy got 4.5 million through from Tonko's office.
Troy got it, but that's going to be used for the bridge,
Correct.
not just on the
Correct.
Rensselaer side of the river.
Right. Now, what we are doing
Rensselaer County.
with Alta is she's now putting together, and she's going through design work, is some of those small, low-hanging projects, like the moving of the light from 6th Avenue to 5th Avenue.
Right.
She's going through that. She's getting traffic studies, and she's got to do traffic warrants,
All right.
which are accident numbers and those type of things, and queuing.
So she's going to try to grab
So
some of
she's
that
gonna try
money,
to
some of that
grab
Troy
that.
money for, right?
Yep, yep. And lastly is, I think I emailed you that we did get the approval for the Selfie station. That happened in November. We're waiting on the applicant to submit the permits now to the building department, and we should be moving forward.
Same thing, if you have any designs on that or anything like that, have you looked at any kind of,
Yeah, I can certainly.
It was huge lightning when I walked in here, yeah.
Yeah. That was right.
No, it's thunder.
Wow.
So do you have any designs for that or design?
I can scan some of the pages that we got that shows what the designs look like and send them to you guys to
That'd be
see.
great.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Can I just ask, do we know what's going on with the old school 9?
Nothing at this point. The last we talked to the property owner, which was that Angelo gentleman that was here,
Right.
he was trying to get a mixed use by having just a couple of apartments along with storage.
Okay.
So we tried to encourage him to put a small office in there or something like that along with the apartments, almost like an incubator. Had a couple of apartments and then like a small office space in it where people could live and work at the
Yeah.
same time. But he's trying. So
Didn't letters go out or something was notice went out to residents in that?
Yes, this
in
was a
that-
long time
In that
ago.
area about parking or something like that?
I think even we did that, there, this was, where they wanted like 18 or 15 apartments or
well,
something
that's
like that.
required. You're talking the public notification.
Did that come
Yes.
from the city? That came from the city, right?
Yeah, for any project,
Yeah.
you have to have the public notification.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So then that's off the table.
that is unfortunately off the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the project's not, that initial, the idea for that structure,
Yeah.
It's off the table.
Exactly.
Right.
That one is because they couldn't meet
Right.
the parking demand within
Right.
our code.
right?
And they had to get a waiver for like 12 spaces. which they
That's
just
too many,
couldn't
yeah,
do.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, thank you.
We'll go into old business.
Your Honor, there is no old business on this evening's agenda.
Okay, and we'll move into new business.
The first order of new business is a public hearing on the 2022 proposed City of Watervliet budget.
Okay, we'll open the meeting now for a public hearing on the budget that was made a presentation of at the last meeting. And if anybody has any comments or thoughts or questions, please go up to the podium and so make them. Anyone here? Nobody? All right. If there's no comments or questions from the general public, what we'll do is we'll close the public hearing. All right, and we'll move into the next order of business.
The next order of business is ordinance number 2052. This is an ordinance of the City of Watervliet, New York, establishing a 6 p.m. start time for the regular city council meetings.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion that we move on ordinance number 2052.
And I will second it.
All right, basically this is going to, the The idea was to change the meetings from 7 o'clock, of course, to go to 6 o'clock. I think it's basically that.
Correct.
It's a great idea. Thanks for whoever thought of it. This is a great idea.
Done.
Yeah, I think so.
Mine, unless you change it, mine just reads of regular meetings, which would include planning and zoning meetings.
Zoning and planning are currently at 6
At
o'clock
6?
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, there
We
was.
started at 7 before, that's why I bring it up.
No, this would be reference to the council meetings. These are reference to the council meetings. Okay, all right. All right, so a motion was made and seconded. Call the roll on this.
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Councilman Torricella,
In favor.
Mayor Patricella.
In favor. I'll just have to remember.
Ordinance number 2053 is an ordinance of the City of Watervliet adopting the annual estimate and fixing the rate to be employed and computing the amount to be collected for the city taxes for the year beginning January 1, 2022.
Mayor, I will make a motion that we move on ordinance number 2053.
And I'll second that.
Okay. Just one quick clarification. That ordinance, basically for the change of time, starts in January, correct?
Correct.
So it is not next meeting, it's the following meeting, which will be in January, first meeting in January.
Correct.
All right, before I forgot
Yeah.
that. All right, there was an ordinance, or a motion made and seconded, and this is on the adoption of the budget.
Yes.
And the budget, which is, glad probably, nice to report, it's a 0% increase, so no change in the tax rate. Do you have anything to say on it, Amanda?
Yeah, you covered it.
It's a 0%, there's really,
Yep.
and I think as far as the presentation was made at the last meeting, there's a lot of good positives into the meeting, or into the budget. Some changes that were made that were, certainly improvements, and some positive impact of revenue, so it looks like a good win-win for us, for this particular year, especially coming out of COVID and still into COVID, so. All right, any other comments?
No, great job by everyone.
No, nice job.
Okay, all right, call the roll, please.
Councilwoman Diamond,
Favor?
Councilman Torricella,
In favor.
Mayor Patricella.
In favor.
Resolution number 9851 is a resolution authorizing Mayor Charles V. Patricelli to execute an agreement with Wizard Works Design Group LLC for a custom-designed multi-level play structure and spray ground.
Need a motion?
Mayor?
I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'll make a motion that we act on resolution number 9851.
And I will second it.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Do you want to make comments on it, or?
So the resolution itself is self-explanatory. Joe did a tremendous amount of work. We did some research regarding requirements of providing or declaring this to be a sole source provider of this particular equipment. So under the circumstances, we would ask for your approval of the resolution in the amount of $377,698.
Yep. All right. Any other questions? I'll call the roll.
Councilwoman Diamond,
Favor?
Councilman Torricella,
In favor.
Mayor Patricella.
In favor.
Resolution number 9852 is a second supplement bond resolution, dates December 2nd, 2021, and this authorizes an increase in the maximum cost of reconstruction and improvements to the existing Watervliet filtration plant in the city of Watervliet.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we move on resolution number 9852.
I'll second that.
Okay. You want to talk about it, Amanda?
This resolution is to, as it says, increase the proposed amount of construction cost of the filter plant project. Previously, we had an estimate of, I believe it was 6.986 million. The new estimate, I believe from the summer, was 7.024650.
Couple $100,000-ish?
20
Okay, yeah.
ish, 28-ish.
Whatever. Yeah, that's it. I'm
Well,
right.
50. Actually, I'm going to go 50. because I think it was 86, so yes,
Okay.
50,000.
Is that because of materials or something, or?
Yeah, yep. The original estimate, I believe, was from 2019,
Oh, okay,
so COVID costs.
right.
Didn't know there was such a term, but I guess there is now. Okay.
And that's
COVID inflation, I mean, I don't know what you want to call it, but
like the filtration plant, like the bricks that are on the side, that are, you know, that sidewall that's kind of
The fence, the garage.
the whole bit?
Is
Okay.
there like a, what's the idea of a start time for a project like that, for that project?
do you want to take that one?
Yeah, we're looking at, so 2 projects that were approved under the WIA contract, which is VFC. You have the CSO, which is already has definitive
Right.
dates. That's going to start, you know, two of the 5 are going to start in 2022, and the remaining are going to have to be completed in 2023. When it comes to the WIA project virtual filtration plant, we're going to start doing some projects in the early spring, like fencing and those type of things, which are the low ones.
Right.
But we still have to go into engineering and design and everything. So probably fall of 2022, we'll start to let those small projects out of the entire project with a completion of 2024.
And the reason I ask that is that, does this mean that these estimates are going to continue to rise, and that we're going to have to come back constantly and
Good question.
request from the council
Well,
additional?
it is still an estimate at this point.
Yeah.
As Joe just said, we still have to go out to design on it, so
Right.
it's possible.
Okay.
We do have a $3 million grant going toward it. But it could potentially, but I think we've built in a pretty decent contingency.
Okay.
So hopefully not, but I can't predict the future.
No, I know, but it's not like you get an estimate, like, you know, whatever, if you hire a plumber, you say, no, that's the price I'm going to pay. This is still,
We're not there yet.
we're not there yet.
Once we go through final designs and everything else from Weston and Sampson, and I think if we can get those bids in,
Right?
we lock them in as quick
Okay.
as we can.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Call the roll.
Councilwoman Diamond,
Favor?
Councilman Torricella,
In favor.
Mayor Patricella.
In favor.
Your Honor, that concludes the new business on this evening's agenda.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm assuming there's another appropriations accounting?
I got my budget and my bond, so I'm good.
You're good. Not too greedy, but, good. All right. Before we go into the public comment period, I just want to make one announcement. We have the tree lighting on Saturday, which is at 5 o'clock. We're have everything pretty much all ironed out. Brian, I know you'll be there to help with the hot
I
cocoa.
was hoping to flip the switch.
Listen, if you make the hot cocoa, you can flip the switch.
I'm a fan of hot cocoa.
All right, all right. And I don't have anything else. Anybody else?
No, but the trees down at Hudson Shores Park were,
Oh, that's right, the
the
trees.
metal trees were decorated with all the lights the other day, and they look beautiful, so.
And also, we did gazebo.
Yep,
Yep, we did
gazebo.
gazebo too. We did the gazebo and we did the gazebo was cold. We did cold. Tomorrow we are decorating the pots at the Veterans Park, like we did down at Hudson Shores. So we're doing that.
By the way, the sign looks great.
Yeah, that looks really
Down at
sharp.
Veterans Park, the sign looks great.
Yes, it's beautiful.
What is the naming? Is it Veterans Memorial Park, or are we just being lazy and saying Veterans Park?
We're being lazy. It's-
With or without an apostrophe S?
I don't know and I don't necessarily care.
Well, the sign doesn't have an apostrophe S.
I don't believe, I don't believe it should not be an apostrophe.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It should not, it should.
Right,
it's-
it's all the veterans, it's not one.
Thank you.
Correct, it's not,
That's the way it was explained to me.
yeah.
Okay.
And everything that's being put out for the veterans, for the tree lighting, and I won't say Christmas or holiday,
With apostrophe?
it's got an apostrophe.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So,
No, well, we'll work on that one. But it is 5 o'clock anyway.
no ornament this year?
Yes, there is.
It didn't say that, did it?
Ornaments are,
We want it to be a
ornaments
surprise.
are five,
Talked about sacks and stuff like that.
yeah, 520 is your, yep, ornaments are also going to be handed out.
Are the ornaments being handed out at the Dutch Reform, or?
They what?
Are
And
they-
there's also ornaments being handed out at the Dutch Reformed Church too. They're handing out some as well.
Oh,
Different ones, a different type of ornament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't release a surprise. It is a surprise. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll move into the public comment period, if there's any.
At this time, the council and the mayor have authorized a public comment period. If you would like to address the council, please step to the podium, state your name and address. You'll have 2 minutes to speak on any items you wish.
Okay. Public comment period is now open. Anybody? Okay. There's no one to make any public comments, so we'll close that. And I'm going to ask for a motion to move into an executive session for a contract issue. Okay.
I'll make that motion to move in.
And I will second it.
Okay. Call the roll, please.
Councilwoman Dunn,
Favor?
Councilman Torricella,
In favor.
Mayor Patricella.
In favor. Okay. Well, thank you. Don, I'll see you Saturday.